Hello, everybody. This is Pat. I'm here painting things from the DC universe. It's a lot of fun here on our show. We do all sorts of strange and wonderful things. I like to make all sorts of different types of art. So if that's the kind of thing you like to do, then this is definitely a place to come hang out. We talk about everything and anything. Probably going to talk about the market today. Holy mackerel, it's on fire again. For those of you who don't pay attention to those sort of things, every now and again you should take a look. The market is the market's strange. It's a strange deal, and it'll kind of tell you what like the rich people are doing. And unfortunately, the way society works is those that have acquired the most, whether they are intelligent or not, seem to run everything. So you kind of need to pay attention to what they're doing. And the market has not done well. Yesterday was really bad. Today is, let's take a look again. I was looking at it before we got started. We are down 1.46 on the Nasdaq. The Dow is holding at it is in the green right now, and it's just kind of being choppy. But the S&P is down 0.56, so that's bad. That would look like that is the tech bubble going down. Anyway, we do mostly art here instead of stocks. But if you like stocks, definitely good luck. May your portfolio do well. For those of us that can afford to have such luxuries, not everybody can. And I try to understand that too, and I think that's a part of our problem with the U.S. in general is that we have gotten so. I think I've almost figured out how to. There we go. That actually kind of blocks that light, doesn't it? There we go. That's nice. So yeah, the U.S. kind of sometimes it does this thing where it forgets that like a lot of people don't play the market, and that's a problem. So because like not everybody can afford to do it, but most people actually can't. But everyone should watch it because it will tell you what's happening. And you'll start learning more. And then if you do get some money, you can go a little in the market and invest. Anyway, we are working on DC stuff, which is way more important. But I get all off track and in weird tangents. So that's just kind of part of live shows, I think, right? Anyway, we'll take a look at some of the repairs we started conducting. It looks like our glue held pretty good. We've still got a few cracks in here. We might want to go ahead and fill in with some mill put. But it did work out pretty well. We've also got that crack we need to fill in. So we've got that that's still to repair. Probably gonna try and do that. We might do that towards the end of the show. I really am excited to get to work on the Joker. So I think we're probably heading that direction first. This stuff here. So this comes from when it's kind of getting time to change your fluids in your bath. It'll do this, if you don't get it rinsed properly. It's just a little bit of like a leftover resin. It usually doesn't cause too much of a problem. But if you want to, you can always kind of remove it. All sorts of different types of ways you pull it out. I usually just try to take a little. Goodness. It's just a little clipped piece of wire that I stuck in a champagne cord. I also use them for painting heads. If it doesn't seem to want to come out of there, usually it's going to be alright. But anyway, you can sit there and kind of pull that out of there if you wanted to. I think there's probably an easier way to do this. I should probably look that one up. Don't worry too much about it. It looks like it's not going to affect my details too much. Don't worry too much about it. But you can remove it. And this stuff right here can come off just by sanding it. Move down in here. With all the things that happen with this resin, there's no telling if this is actually from like resin that's spilled out and cured, or after I tried to clean it up and re-cure it after it popped, or whatever it was. Could be multiple different issues. So that's always an exciting game you can play there. Okay, so we need to fill that with mill put, and then we'll sand that down. That's a pretty easy deal. We'll do that another day, most likely. Since everybody voted for nitty gritty. So the penguin's hat is kind of nice. Now, if you're going to be doing a whole lot of sanding on resin, you're going to be doing like, more than just a little bit of work like this, you definitely need to be wearing your masks. This is just a little tiny work, just kind of clean it up. We should be all right. If I'm going to take but if I'm going to really be doing like large surfaces or lots and lots and lots of it over a period of time, then I'm usually going to wear a mask. Just because the resin itself is kind of not exactly great for you, and it probably isn't good to let that get in your lungs too much. And really, any fine particles in general. If you're pulling out your Dremel to sand something to, you definitely need to be putting a mask on, because that's going to really kick up a lot of dust. This is just a little bit of. And there's almost enough dust to just wipe off of your finger. I'm not really doing much here. So I'm not terribly worried about it. But you can see how that, once we get that painted on there, you're gonna hardly be able to tell that model had split. And that saved us, man, so much time. Because even setting up the print and letting that print out, that's what it was like, as big as a bottle, almost as big as a bottle of eucalyptus oil. Look at that. So that's going to take a little while to print that sucker out. So definitely it's as big as your stand. So it's, if you can save the time, the resin, all that stuff, it's better to just repair them. Now Catwoman looks like she hardened up really nice. We'll do that same thing with her. Another layer here, and when we do this, we'll do another layer and bring this up just one more here, and then we'll start doing the textures. She's still got we might have to do a little bit of sanding before we do that texture layer too. There might be a little bit of overage. It looks a little over there. And we might have to do a little cleaning up just to make sure before we start messing with it. But this can, like I said, that damage can be repaired. Nice. Two-Face is gonna be that one's gonna be fun. That'll be a challenge. Okay, let's do some good. He's looking so good. Okay, so first let's take off those. The reason you want to take those off is so we can get everything painted underneath it, and then we'll just add those back to it. You do need to kind of think about the fact that they should be there. So that's part of why we did the zenithal. You can see now, where it's going to be darker in that area underneath where the tie and everything is. That's really going to help us out. Now I went heavy on the white with this one because we want a lot more lighter colors for the Joker than we wanted for Batman. I'm going to try to get a picture of all that stuff so we can have some reference. Not that I don't know what the Joker looks like, but I want to find one where he's going to have close to that style of costume. It's going to be a lot more like... See, now that Jack, this one was Jack, and he had his was kind of a purple and blue. There's a cartoon Joker. Ugh. No, don't go there. Nobody wants to go to Walmart. It's crazy. See, in this one, it's blue. That's the old classic from the animated series. Kind of a phthalo blue. That's a little bit of a phthalo blue again. This one's green. Old Cesar Romero was black. It's definitely like a phthalo like the idea of phthalo blue. That'll be fun. And then that's pretty orangey underneath. Okay. Not a shirt though. So maybe we do. You've got neon green and then orange. It might be a little over the top, but might work. That's yellow and green, or yellow in the same color as the. Kind of like the idea of orange and then the same color blue. So we'll match whatever this is to that. And I kind of like the idea. I kind of like the idea of phthalo blue. It's a favorite color of mine anyway. And look pretty good with the purples. So, all right. So there we go. Now, and we've got the same stuff we kept from the last color palette, which was white. We have white, black, and Payne's gray. That's pale terracotta, cadmium yellow. This is Alzarian crimson, and that is burnt umber. And then we're going to add in 2 purples, which is going to be pale violet and diazine purple. Diazine, big long crazy word. Chemical purple, chemical purple, chemical blue, phthalo. So anyway, phthalo blue, also phthalo green, and then a light green, a yellow shade. This is a good one. I'll get it over later. My whole hands, and then a cadmium orange, and I'll put them on the palette when I need them. And that's just as a tip to anybody out there. That's a good way of going about things. I used to have a little handle. I don't know what I did with the dang thing. Cat's probably knocks on the floor. Probably won't need a whole ton of that, so we'll start off with that. I'm kind of wondering what I should do with the his face. I kind of want to do it like him having a flesh color underneath, and then maybe come back with a sponge and sponge on the rest of it like it's makeup. Let me know what people think about that. If y'all like that idea in the comments, or if we should just go with like the all white face. I kind of like the idea of makeup kind of colored face. I don't know, kind of weird. Anyway, so there's the diazine purple, dioxane. I think that's actually the correct pronunciation. If I'm honest, dioxane. Zane. Oof. Anyway, phthalo green. I know what that one is. This one also, they used to call this like Windsor purple, or this is like a derivative of Windsor purple, or it's supposed to be like Windsor purple. I don't know. Dark ass purple. Alright. The name of the color is, in fact, dark as hell purple. And it's actually a beautiful color. Now he's got pinstripes over here, which are awesome. Now I'm thinking I want to do these inside strips in this darker color, and then come over with a lighter color on the other one. But it might be easier just to paint the whole thing one color, and then to come back and try to add the other stripes on top. And just to give it the darker base underneath, that might be the way to go anyway. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to decide later how we want to pinstripe that out. And like I do pinstripes all sorts of different ways, and I love painting plaids. It's because it's probably the Scot in me. I just have a fascination with plaids and tartans. But there's so many different ways you could do them, and this one's texture is so great. He's got raised lines on there, so I'm almost wondering. We should do like this base coat and then come back, run the pinstripes on there, and then do another like light wash of this coat, or this color, just to kind of pick it up, or maybe even we do a wash like Payne's Gray over top of it, just to pick up all the rest of the textures. I don't even know that you can necessarily see them on the camera. I don't know if my camera's good enough to see it, but the sculptor here, God, his digital sculpt is so impressive. Right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to even out the color. Because I want it to be darker on the edges, and I want it in the middle. So I'm trying to even out what I'm doing. Now, if it starts to break, I don't know if you noticed that, but the paint was starting to break a little bit. That means you got too much water. We are trying to do a very thin run here, but we don't want it to be so thin that it's breaking. So you'll notice that when the paint itself will start to look like water when it starts to dry on a car windshield or whatever. It kind of gets that. It breaks. I know it's hard to explain it other than say break. The paint will break. The viscosity of it. Thank anybody who stops by, tunes in. Real appreciate you guys. It's always a lot of fun to paint these things and work on things live. I know we get a lot of people jump in and out, and a lot of people come in after the fact. We get a lot of people watch after the shows are started. Which those you guys, man, listen, that's great. Come in and and some of those folks, some of you folks are watching for long periods of time too, which is pretty cool. So big shout out to everybody who stops by, everybody who's kind of helping me push all this stuff a little bit further, get my art out more. My dog is defending the property. FedEx driver just stopped. Interesting to see what we got this time. I never know what's in. There's something on in here. I don't know what that is. A little collection of paint or something. Who knows? or I'm kind of going with the direction of those pinstripes. This is where I'm trying to organize my strokes. Tricky here on this collar, so what I'm going to do is run all the way around the side here and try and bring it up prior to it drying. Or down, depending on what I'm feeling. One little bit at a time. One little bit at a time. Come on, there, focus. Focus, camera. Come on, Steve. So we're real close. It's right on the edge. We've got that paint about as thin as we can get it. Now, I suppose you could do this with the airbrush. I really like hand painting things. Definitely, there's something about being able to do something with your hands that makes me happy. You know, you do use an airbrush. It is hands-on. You have to have some skills. Like, do not think that I am dissing the airbrush guys, because I love it. I love the airbrushes on certain things, but some of it's just too dreamy. It's too ethereal. It's too soft. There's not as much grunginess to it. There's not as much. I find myself always drifting back to that. I don't know how to say it. I just find myself drifting back to the old brush, the old hairy sticks and mashed flowers. I don't know. There's something that seems wizardly about it. You can craft potions and mixtures of different colors and varieties so that you can change realities. So, like, I feel like sometimes my brushes and my pencils are like my wizard wands or staffs or whatever. And I'm weaving a spell with them that enchants the item. Maybe that's just weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo. If I am, I'm alright with it. God, these models have been an absolute pleasure. Okay. This is gonna sound weird. But okay. So I'm gonna put this opera rose down on this shirt before we put down the orange. This is gonna make his shirt like neon orange. It's gonna be pretty wicked. but it's gonna start out pink, so don't get freaked out. I honestly can't wait to put this right next to the Batmobile. Matter of fact, once we get these two done, we're probably gonna need to do a short. Is that what they're called? The short videos, TikTok era short. I don't know. Everybody has a different one. I think on Facebook it's called Reels or something. Maybe this is where it's called Reels. I don't know. Maybe TikTok, it's just called a TikTok. God, it's so hard to keep up with a lot of stuff, man. Especially when you're not. I'm really not that sociable a person. I'm kind of I like being around people, I suppose, but I enjoy it when it happens. But like I've never really been the kind of person to go seek people out to hang out with people. That's not. I just don't do that anymore. I mean, maybe I did a little bit when I was younger, but now I'm so busy trying to get other things accomplished that I just kind of, through no fault of anybody's but my own, kind of just drifted away from hanging out, doing stuff with people, and trying to, I don't know, go out to the club or whatever. I don't know, man. I was always working anyway, so I guess I really never really was like that. I was always hanging out with people I worked with. Yeah, on the rare occasions we'd have some sort of get together. Other than that, I'd go home, work on some sort of art thing, or play some video games, or go get something to eat with a girl. The pink's kind of fun. I kind of like that pink. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. It's almost gonna be a shame to put the orange on it. Pink's kind of fun. Alright, we'll let that try up. Alright, Othello blue here. I think that Lily is just white, if you remember right. I think it's white with like a yellow crocus. I'll have to look that up. Oh yeah, I'm definitely in for this phthalo blue. That is definitely look great. Precise a little before. Okay. so there's a little cadmium orange here. Pretty bright orange. Do we want to go with orange, or do we want to go with... Man, see, now I'm torn. If we put that cadmium orange on there, it's going to get real orange. If we put that yellow on there, it'll be orangey, but it will be different kind of orange. It'll be like a brighter orange. Instead of pumpkin orange, man. I think I'm going to change directions here. I think instead of that orange we're going to go with this yellow on top. So this is that cadmium yellow we use for Batman's chest. This orange, the way this is going to end up, because it won't end up yellow, it'll end up more orange colored than yellow. And the depths of the color are going to be really intense. Oop, put a fingerprint in it. Definitely trying to avoid doing that. That's just life. What was it Bobby used to say? We don't have mistakes. Happy accidents. Makes this a little bit easier too. Actually get behind here and paint this whole thing up. Doo-dah, love do 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 all the doo-dah day. Buttons. Who's got buttons? What's the buttons? Where's the buttons? How's buttons? Pearl buttons? Pearl buttons. We need a smaller brush. Downtown racetrack, 5 miles long. All the dudes are dead. Going to run all night. Somebody bit on the bay. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Alright, so let's see. Joker's Lily. Let's see. Joker's Flower. Oh, lots of different options. Lots of different options. Reds, poppy, or yellow. Oh, that's fun. Different color, the toucan. That's kind of a fun one. Kind of like that. Like a peony. Huh, okay. From a distance. Hey, there he is. How's it going, sir? Got a good looking Joker going on here. Dog blue in there. And you get all right. Ooh. Yeah. I start with that's hey, no worries, brother. It's happened to me a lot today too. I'm not doing. I'm not 100%. I had to take one of my medicines today, my pills to help keep my shoulder almost better though. My shoulder's almost better. But I'm feeling a little light. A little weird. Feeling a little off. Alright. No big deal. Okay, so I think we do. Do we do another pearl button? Should it be another pearl button? Or should we go like a wooden button there? Come back to that maybe. Come back and fix this little issue. Oh, there's that spot in the back of his neck. Better get that painted in before you move on. Just even out this base layer here. A little more accuracy. come back and add a little bit more to that later on. But like I said, kind of like we did with bats, we've got to drop our bases down here, and then we can come back and we can do our detail work. And it's pretty typical of any sculptures you're painting or any models you're painting. A lot of times, just get your base coats in, and then come back, do your detail work, call it good. One of the things you should definitely worry about is creep. What I mean by creep is like, it's real easy to never finish anything because the need to make it perfect starts to creep in on you, and like, oh, one more thing, and you could one more thing yourself to death. It creeps in on you, and that's the creep. That's the avoid the creep. Avoid the creep. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Wooden button or pearl button for this, for the best? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Oh gosh, he looks so good. Pearl. I like it. That pearl is pretty. Pearl's really pretty. Let that dry a little bit, and we'll add on there. And we're gonna do this lily. Gotta figure out if I want to throw another color on that pinstripe before we add the lily back. Where are we at today? 46 minutes. And then we need to figure out what we want to do to his face. Do we want to make it look like makeup, or do we want to make it look like his face is white? I'm kind of leaning towards this makeup. I'm kind of leaning towards using a sponge, like painting him normal colors, and then using that sponge to get in there and make it look like he has makeup. I'm kind of leaning that way, honestly. All right, pop this big Windsor. All right. We can always paint in flesh and then come back with that white if we want to. So we're going to drop the flesh down for sure. You guys let me know what you think. Should we go with makeup, or should we make it look like his flesh is in fact turned white? Lots of options there. Even the ear is detailed. Look at that. Look at that. This sculptor is done. I mean, it's just phenomenal work. Found this on Colts 3D. I gotta remember to grab this guy's thing so I can post the link to these prints. They're really, really good. And if you like DC stuff, it's definitely the way to go. Batman was an easy start because there's not really a lot to painting Batty. You know, if it was Bruce Wayne, it would actually be more complicated. Painting faces and character tones like that are a lot more difficult. Take a lot more time. There you go. The idea of makeup, but already have them kind of a kind of sickly. I like it. I like it. That's not a bad idea. We could easily do that. We can make him a lot paler. I did get Harley primed. She's primed and ready. So we can get her done kind of right behind it. So it looks like we're gonna, like, my plan is to be able to just kind of roll through this entire set of DC characters and then move into hopefully we get into some maybe X-Men next. I think those would sell good. I think and you've been to that show. You went to that show before. I don't remember if you made it that second time I was there, but there's another one of those. The show you came to, we did in the city. That's at the fairgrounds, and it's kind of more like a toys and stuff convention. And I'm trying to lure in people to, like, the whole idea of the booth isn't actually to sell anything. It's to get more people to watch the show and then, you know, get commissions in. Because that's what I actually like doing. I like painting stuff for people that have an idea of what exactly it is they want, and then making that happen for them. That's the way to go. Yeah, everybody's got something particular they want, and so it's just easier to go about that way. But if you have stuff for them to look at, you know, like everybody loves to look at the Millennium Falcon. People love to look at the Batmobile that we did. And so if we had some more stuff that people could look at, because like Dungeons and Dragons pieces, if you don't play Dungeons and Dragons, it's not as entertaining to look at. This stuff, this is going to be the kind of stuff people are going to want to stop and look at, and it may get them to join the channel. And then it's just a matter of getting enough people to watch regularly. And then we can get Google to pay us the money. Dreams. And commissions. Like, I really feel like we can start showing things like this. This will get us more commissions because it's just so recognizable. And if you can paint things in a way where people are like, oh, that's great, I love that Joker, oh, then the chances of them being like, oh man, could you maybe paint me a blah, 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 that gets higher and higher and higher. And that's what we want. This model's so well sculpted, and it printed out so well that it is absolutely a pleasure to paint it. And it's just painting so smooth and easy. Definitely digging that idea. Like, I think I know how we can do that too. Make him look a lot paler, a lot sicker, sickly, less, you know, good looking like that. You know, good skin tone. Give him a whole lot more of a pallid skin type underneath it all. course, we'll come back and do the lips. Bright red as hell. So no need to worry about his lips. And this is pretty thin. That may be a little too thin. Where we want it to be nice and thin here is if we do get it into places where maybe we don't want it. We don't want it to be so thick that we can't paint over it without obstructing the details. Thin to win, thin to win. What we used to tell the people on the prime rib station. Cut thin, thin to win, thin to win. Golly, he's creepy as hell. 6 minutes. We're doing pretty good today, guys. Cruising. All right. I think man, screw it. We're going for broke. We're going for broke. Let me know, guys. We're thinking we're gonna do it a powdery makeup kind of thing on him, kind of a sickly pallor to his face. Man, I might just roll right through this whole painting today. I don't have anywhere to go till like 5. So I may just chill out and paint this thing. If you're just joining us, thanks so much for watching. I'm Pat. I paint things and draw things and sculpt things, and pretty much if you can name a type of visual arts, I probably do it. It's fun. I try to do live shows on the weekdays when I don't have a bunch of stuff going on. Or my kids aren't home. If my kids are home, guys, I enjoy what I do, but you know, your kids are your kids. Try to hang out with them too. You know, we play a lot of Minecraft though, so if we are on playing Minecraft, you can join us over there on Twitch watching the Minecraft. Same channel name. Da 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 da. I don't actually expect that to happen. That's not really a focus. It's just my kids think it's fun. They like to share in the experience of being part of a streaming thing, and so they think it's cool. And I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of safe. I can kind of monitor what's going on and keep it from getting out of control. Online stuff anymore is just so crazy. You just don't know what people are going to try to say to people anymore. And you know, you'd say, "Oh, kids," but it's not even just that, man. You never know if somebody's trying to say something online anymore, and it's crazy. Very carefully get right in there. I'm trying to just drop that base coat in. Take your time. Try to breathe your way through it. And remember the movement of the light itself. So light is gonna drip down off his neck, so that's the way it's gonna go. Let's keep our brush strokes kind of moving that way if we can. That's a base coat, pretty gnarly looking. Right here. So, like I said, like I was saying before, it's really, really great sculpt. Alright, that probably needs to set and dry. Oh, I missed his ear. Always meant to send something. Anyway, like I said, if you're new here, give us a like and a subscribe. That's really helpful. Helps spread the channel. Helps get us out there. Get people recognizing what we're doing. Helps me get more commissions so that I can make money selling art. So I don't have to you know, rely on other avenues of resource income and stuff like that. I was a former chef, and then medically I have had to quit that. I didn't enjoy it. And so now I do a little bit of consulting for different kinds of food service and other operations. So it's cool. It's a fun gig. But my number one love is art. I'd much rather be able to just just do that. Oh man, that's good. Okay, okay. I'm going to... Man. Okay. Man, I really want to... Okay, so I kind of want to put this Thalo down before we quit for today. I was thinking about maybe finishing this whole thing up, but I think we really need to let this hair dry and set up. But I like the idea of getting at least to one spot with this before we give up for today. I need to make some choices on those pinstripes. There are a couple different things to figure out here. Might be able to go for broke. Just depends on how fast some of this stuff dries. Or at least maybe you get the... It'd be nice to have the hair done. Or at least the... Or at least have this base of this hair done. We'll see. Really depends on how much longer I can sit on my shoulder. Because I have to lean on it while I do this. With it being messed up, kind of, there will be a point where I'm gonna go and I'll quit. Trying to work with the direction of the hair, although it's kind of hard because it's kind of going all over the place like a bunch of damn snakes. But you know, you just keep working your way through it. Ow! That was a loud pop. Oh, that was purple. That's not good. Get out of there. Whoops. Ah. Okay. Let's get back to it. Oh, that was funny. yeah, just one of those days. It's okay. Stuck the thing right in there. It's so funny. Purple. Oh. They're right next to each other on the palette. I know how I did it, for sure. And it's actually, honestly, that's what's the cool thing about these live shows, guys. You can see, all I did was just literally get my brush wet, throw some water on there, get that paint out of there, just grab something that was going to absorb it, have a cloth pretty handy to me. Boom. You never know I did it. By the time this is all said and done, especially because we're going to drop a lighter green on top of all this, you never even know that mistake ever happened. And that's part of those things where just be ready to fix it and go with it. Don't worry about it. And it's a laugh. It's fun. Definitely a happy accident. You get to have a little bit of a giggle and show it off on the show. So we're gonna give that one up to Bobby. Same Bobby. I swear to God, I'm gonna do one of my next paintings. I want to do, or pastels maybe. I don't know. One of the pieces I'm gonna do is gonna be like the modern canonization of saints, and it's gonna be like Bob Ross and that did not sound good. It did not sound good. Bob Ross and like Steve Irwin and LeVar Burton and that kind of stuff. Definitely sound like that was too loose, and it was. If it's gonna break somewhere though, that's kind of where you want it to break. Oh well. Just for the sake of some stability. McBeardsly. Start putting this lip in. Now we're doing the Alzerian Crimson for right now. We're probably going to come through with a much brighter crimson in the end. And this should be all our base colors blocked out. We should be able to come back tomorrow and finish him up. And we'll throw up a poll maybe on. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do it. Okay, I'm just gonna make him look like he's wearing makeup on him. I really think I like that idea. Oh man, he's already looking pretty awful. Okay, so yes. Okay. I want to do this. Here. I may have like a small problem with like completionism. Like I love it. If I can get rolling, like it's hard for me to stop, which is kind of not honestly great for episodic stuff like this. I really kind of want to be able to stop and go, but I guess I don't actually honestly know. I suppose not like YouTube has some sort of magic code or anything. It's just a quick dry brush here. Anything we do get on his face, because it is the base coat, so we're gonna do a lot of adjusting. So we're gonna be able to get anything we do make mistakes on. We'll be able to fix that later. So don't get too worried or stressed out if you get a little bit on his face. It's gonna be fine. I see it coming through right there. Boom, real fast. You know, white his eyes real quick, just so we have a look at, for the next, what are those things called? Thumbnails. I'll call it good for today. I'm kind of running out of room here. Things I can get done without it messing up some of the drying and stuff like that. Colors, and we want a whole lot of that drastic change for the Joker's facial expressions. So we really are gonna let everything I think that you're kind of trying to change the contrast or everything, make it stand out more. And part of that's going to be about making sure that these shadows are way deep and the highlights are way high. See a almost pre-makeup and then post-makeup. All right. Well, folks, friends, children of all ages, we're definitely on a great getting a great start here. Got a lot to do tomorrow, so just hold on to it. That way. Yeah, he's gonna look fantastic, especially next to Batman. Look great. And I'm really thinking about we'll probably just do his eyes, so that's going to be an experience. I haven't painted eyes that small in a long time. Not like legit. I'm going to try to do like some legit bloodshot crazy eyes, probably based on my own. So I'm going to go stare at something for a long time to get my eyes bloodshot, and then just take a picture, and then I'll just try to put my own eyeball on the Joker. I'm kidding. Maybe. Anyway, if you stayed this long, that's awesome. Give us a thumbs up. If you made it this long after the live stream, you watched this video post live stream, you made it this far, you're amazing. And give us a comment in there. I don't know, some sort of. Oh, give it a do a clown, since it's the Joker. Hey, clown. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't have anything going on this week, so we're here painting till the day is long. Be good to yourselves. Be good to other people. Be good to people you don't know. That's the hard one. I always feel like I'm doing good, and then I get behind somebody in the fast lane, and then I realize that I need to do better. So anyway, you guys have a great day, and we're going to talk to you next time. Bye.